everyone! My name is Paige, and I'm from Tennessee. Please like and subscribe. My mom was a former beauty queen, and I was born with the same gorgeous looks. Everyone thought I'd follow in her footsteps. I loved being admired and getting attention until I got interested in what my dad did. He was an important politician who worked very closely with the president, and growing up, I wanted to be more like him. But mom was more keen on teaching me how to put on makeup and walk in heels. I was only 8 when she started taking me for modeling classes. The instructors tried teaching me how to catwalk and pose in front of the camera, but I would deliberately strike the dumbest poses, and they'd all give up.
Why do you do this every time, Paige?
Because I don't want to be a model, Mom. I'd always run away from her and go and seek comfort in Dad. He'd tell me some awesome stories about work, and I'd have the best time. But eventually, Dad started climbing up powerful positions in government and got really busy, and I'd hardly get to see him. One day in 5th grade, I was decorating my house for Easter, when suddenly, I saw that half of my decorations were gone. I looked around and spotted a boy my age running away with all my decorative eggs. Hey, stop right there! I jumped onto him and pinned him to the floor. Who are you and why are you stealing my stuff?
I wasn't stealing, I swear. I'm your neighbor and I was just trying to prank you.
So you're a liar and a thief! That house has been empty for ages.
Yeah, but we just moved in, Dumbo.
But I just pulled his hair harder when his parents came running and saved him. And it turns out they indeed had moved into the house next to mine. And that boy Carson was even gonna go to the same school as me. From the very first day, he was super popular because he was cute and all the girls were buzzing around him like he was some queen bee. But since I already knew him, I wanted him to be my friend first. If you want, I can save you from all the trouble of making new friends. You can just hang out with me.
And why would I want to do that?
I held him by the collar and pulled him with me. This is my secret hideout at school, and I'm sharing it with you. So now we're friends, and you're not letting any of those girls near you. Got it?
Gosh, you're really bossy. This place is cool, so sure, it's a deal.
After that, Carson and I started hanging out together, and we became really close, and Mom didn't like it. She said it wasn't girly to have a male friend. Whatever. I'd sneak out of the house and play football with Carson. And in no time, we became the bestest of friends. And slowly, I started to fall in love with him. And that bothered Mom continuously. One night, I planned to sneak into his room to play video games. But Mom caught me and started screaming at me non-stop.
Just let her be, honey. Let her do what she likes.
Oh, Dad, you're back. Dad was rarely home, but whenever he'd be back, he'd let me do what I wanted. And I thought he was the perfect parent, unlike Mom, who always tried to boss me around. Then a few days later, I was turning 16, and I decided to tell Carson how I felt about him. But when I reached school, I saw him talking to a new girl. After she walked away, Carson turned to me and gave me the shock of my life.
She's gonna be the mother of my future kids.
You're what?
You heard it, Paige, and you're my brother. You're gonna help me get her, right?
What are you, nuts? How can you even think that?
Ah, shoot. I'm so stupid. I completely forgot you're not that much into girly stuff yourself. So I don't think you'll be that much help to me. I'll just have to win her all on my own.
Saying that he just left me there and I felt crushed. I cried my heart out in our secret spot. But then suddenly I saw a girl passing from a distance and all the boys were going crazy over her. Her name was Lola and she was an ace student. 2 weeks after joining school, she even became the cheerleading captain. I felt jealous and planned to annoy her as much as possible. I kept trying to make her look bad in front of Carson and kept failing. Did you see her today? Who wears full purple to school? She looked like a plum.
I know, right? She looks so cute.
You know, she must change boyfriends every day, given she has so many boys after her. You're just gonna get your heart broken if you chase her.
Ah, come on. You know I'm the most handsome guy at school and she's the only one who'll look good next to me.
When this didn't work, I began pranking her in the classroom so she'd lose her temper, but instead, she behaved so nicely and let it all go in good humor. One time, as she was walking inside the school, I even made a small puppy pee on her Jimmy Choos, but she just picked it up and started playing with it. God, she was an angel. It was really hard to hate her, so I decided to try something else. Pretend to be her friend. Gosh, you're so pretty and nice. I wish I could.
Hey, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm sorry, but I'm just not into girls. But I have a friend who lives in New York, and she would totally dig you.
What? No, I'm not into girls either. Why would you think that?
'Cause you keep following me around all the time. I don't want to be rude, especially since your mom is amazing.
What? How do you know her?
Well, everyone knows about her. She was a super famous model in her time, but she gave up her career for her family. She sounds like an amazing mom.
Well, I never thought of it that way, but as we continued talking, I realized Lola was a very nice person. We often hung out together, but instead of faking it, I started to become a real friend to her. And Carson thought I was doing it all for him.
You're amazing, Paige. I can't believe you arranged a date for us.
For the last time, I didn't invite you. It's supposed to be just me and Lola. Go away. Even though I'd have so much fun with Lola, I hated Carson trying to hit on her all the time. But he'd invite himself to all the places we'd go. Soon, it was Lola's birthday, and she'd invited both me and Carson to her place. But when I reached there, I was shocked to see my dad. Dad, what are you doing here?
Paige, what? What are you doing here?
Your dad. I didn't know he was your dad.
Turns out Dad and Lola's mom were high school BFFs. And later, Lola told me my dad and her mom hung out together often, and he even helped Lola with her projects and stuff. And that made me feel really weird, given I barely saw Dad at home these days. But Dad brushed off all my doubts on her way home when he told me he was inviting Lola and her mom for a picnic to introduce them to Mom. The next day, everyone joined us on the picnic, including Carson. But the entire time, I could see Mom getting a bit jealous, seeing Dad and Lola's mom talking and laughing at a distance, and so was I. But then suddenly, Mom lost consciousness and fell to the ground. Mom, are you okay? I was devastated as we rushed Mom to the hospital, and the worst thing happened when she woke up.
Who are you?
Mom, what are you saying? It's me. The doctor came in and told us that she had amnesia, and this just broke my heart. The entire way home, Mom looked at us like she was going back home with strangers. We showed her all the family albums, but nothing triggered her memory. Lola kept calling and texting me to ask about Mom while I took some days off from school, but I didn't reply. It annoyed me that Dad and her mom were suddenly best friends, and somehow I just wanted to avoid her. One day, while Mom sat in the garden alone, I went and joined her. Mom, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling better, but I'm sorry, I still don't remember much.
You don't have to apologize about anything. And then she asked me tons of questions, and I was happy to relive all those memories with her.
So, do you have a boyfriend?
I kinda have someone I like, but he doesn't see me as girlfriend material.
What? What do you mean? You're my daughter, and there's no way you can go unnoticed by any guy.
She pulled me into her room and gave me a makeover, and this time, I didn't say anything, 'cause I wanted to spend all the time with her and let her love me the way she wanted. The next day, when I reached school, everyone's jaw dropped, and by lunchtime, my phone and locker were full of love messages.
Whoa, you look like a whole new person, Paige. I didn't know you were.
A girl.
No, that's not what I meant.
Cut it, Carson! I'm still the same person on the inside. You know, the one you don't like is anything more than a friend, and never will.
Paige, I like you the most. You've been my favorite person ever since childhood, and I was a fool to chase Lola. But then slowly I realized I was losing you, and I don't want that. I want to be with you.
You're just telling me this because I look pretty now.
No. Trust me, Paige. You're the one I love. Even when you're in shorts and sneakers playing football. I wanted to tell you my true feelings earlier, but you were so upset with everything going on with your mom.
Listening to those words, I felt good, but something in my heart felt uneasy. So I walked away. But Carson would stop at nothing to convince me of his feelings. He'd walk back home with me every day and spend time with me and Mom. And slowly, over a couple of months, Mom's memories started to get better. She could recognize both me and Dad, and I was really happy about it. But then one day, something bizarre happened. I got home and saw Mom was crying her eyes out, and Dad and Lola's mom were also there. Mom, what's wrong? And then she told me how she found Dad making out with Lola's mom on our couch. What? Dad?
Okay, yeah, and what's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything to cry about. I love Lily and she loves me. And with your mom being so sick and all, I can't handle the pressure of my work. And the elections are coming up. I want a partner who can support me.
I couldn't believe my ears. This wasn't the same person who I'd thought of as my idol all my life. You're the worst. All this time, when Mom needed you the most, you've been cheating on her. Probably even from before that. Both of you, please get out. The two of them left, and I hugged Mom tight. Later that night, Lola called me, but I didn't pick up. She approached me in school the next day, but I started walking in the other direction.
Wait, please, just a minute.
Can't you take a hint? Lola, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Go home and enjoy time with my dad and be a perfect family. Just stay away from me. I'd spent most of my time with Mom to comfort her, and we grew closer than ever before. Even if she hadn't always been the perfect parent, she'd always been there. A few weeks later, I came home after doing some grocery shopping when I found Lola kissing Carson in my backyard. What the heck? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? You're just like your mom.
No, Paige. I was here to warn you about this jerk, but then he just grabbed me.
What?
She's lying.
Lola said she'd rejected Carson the same day Mom fainted at the picnic.
I thought it was weird that Carson asked you out right after asking me, but I didn't say anything. But then he kept texting me and told me he was with you just to make me realize my true feelings for him. But do you know what my true feelings are for you, Carson? You're a jerk, and I hate you.
What a liar. She jumped onto me and tried to kiss me. Trust me, Paige.
But then, Lola took out her phone and showed me all of the chats, and she was right. Carson, you jerk! I can't believe I trusted someone like you and never realized what kind of person you are. Get out of my house! I pushed Carson so hard he fell on his butt and then angrily left.
Paige, I'm sorry. I know what my mom did was wrong, but I had no idea about anything going on between them. Even I hate them both for what they did.
You don't have to be sorry about anything, Lola. I know it wasn't your fault, but I took my anger out on you.
Then please, let's get back to being friends again. I'm moving out of my mom's place for college next year anyway. What our parents did doesn't have to ruin what we have. I don't want to lose a friend like you, Paige.
I don't want to lose you either, Lola.
I cautiously walked up to my new part-time job, Flower Wish. From the outside, the place was stacked with the weirdest plants and flowers I'd ever seen. What is that smell? Who thought it was a good idea to stick a Titan Arum right up the entrance? Well, too late to back out now. I already accepted the job, so I pushed the door open. Hi, I'm Flora. My name was my mom's wish for me to always be as beautiful and strong as a flower, but I didn't get to keep her with me. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Since then, Dad and I barely talked. Home felt empty, heavy, like all the color had drained away.
There's a guy going around bothering women, dropping off flowers and love letters. Be careful.
I know. Thanks, Dad. And that was it. Most of our conversations ended in 1 or 2 lines, like clockwork. I slowly shut myself off from the rest of the world, too. I thought it would take forever for us to heal. Or maybe I was wrong. Because one day, I caught Dad inside Flower Wish. He stayed there a long time before walking out with this elegant, graceful woman. They were laughing together. I froze. Did Dad already have feelings for someone? Someone else? Even if it was just a suspicion, I couldn't let it become reality. I'd like to apply for a job here.
You must be. We do have an opening. It's tough work and you'll need to chat with lots of people. Think you can handle it?
Yes, I'll take it. And just like that, I became an employee at Flower Wish. My coworker was this goofy, carefree guy named Noah. And since the shop owner collected rare flowers, the place was packed with creepy specimens too. The weirder this place was, the easier it'd be to gather proof for my dad, and…
Just one drop, another drop, and you will.
Ah, gotcha. This one was clearly some shady potion. Probably made flowers dance and haunt people at night. The second she set the flask down, I leapt like a cat. Root booster, that's it.
Careful!
He was howling in a huge wooden crate style, something inside pounding like crazy.
Geez Louise, this ship looks brutal and massive. Took me forever to drag it here.
Open it. I will help. If something freaky popped out, I'd finally have proof.
You like pitcher plant too? Tons of our customers are obsessed, but getting one this size takes real effort.
I hated them, and now they look like they were mocking me. Holy guacamole! The owner gradually introduced me to more customers, each one with stranger requests than the last. Flowers on a dog collar, arrangements stuffed into rice bowls and turned into handbags. I forced a polite smile, but my work was half-hearted.
We want 1,000 black roses for our wedding.
Excuse me, but no one uses black roses for a…
We'll take care of it. Wishing you both a beautiful wedding.
Unbelievable. I couldn't stand these requests.
Everyone has a reason for coming here. You have to help them sincerely, not just fake it.
I blinked at him. Who knew this goofy-looking guy had that kind of depth?
I'd like 100 of your finest roses delivered tonight, for the ones I love.
I recognized him. He came here every day, always buying a ton of flowers.
We're sold out. Please leave.
She appeared suddenly gentle but unyielding, and turned him away without hesitation.
Unusual actions hide unusual intentions. I don't trust him. He'll probably use my flowers to harass women.
Wait, Wait, she thought that sweet-looking guy was the stalker everyone was talking about? To me, he seemed like the only normal customer in this whole circus. I slowly got used to working at Flower Wish, even though half the requests still made 0 sense. And my investigation into Dad and the owner was totally stalled. Well, he never came back to the shop. Welcome. Wait, it was Hilda, the weirdest kid in school. She had no piano talent whatsoever, yet signed up for every single piano contest in town. Her performances were painful, always dead last. Basically the last person you'd ever think deserved flowers. After playing,
For the next competition, I want you to run up and hand me flowers the moment I finish.
I did not want to do it, but a job's a job. So I dragged myself there with a bunch of daisies. To be fair, Hilda tried her best. The performance wasn't awful, but definitely not good. A few polite claps, nothing more. She ended up ranking top 30. Gritting my teeth, I went up and gave her the flowers, while the entire audience stared at me like I'd lost it. And yeah, I was the only one right then. Noah showed up with a bouquet of irises. Both Hilda and I were stunned. His timing saved me from total embarrassment. The next day, Hilda came by the shop.
Hi, Flora, and thank you. Your daisies made me feel so much more confident.
She lingered and opened up. Her mom was a famous pianist, cold, strict, never satisfied. Hilda practiced non-stop, desperate for her mom's approval. But no matter how many times she tried, she stayed average. Deep down, she knew she had no real talent. It crushed her so much, she couldn't even face her mom anymore.
Daisies mean perseverance and effort. It was a beautiful wish for me. You know, Flora, you act distant, but you care about people.
That was just a coincidence. Anyway, maybe you should talk to your mom instead of keeping it all inside. At least you still have her.
No way. She's always busy. I'd just be a bother. And what am I supposed to show her? My last place ribbon?
Those irises, yesterday, they were actually from a customer for her daughter. In flower language, irises mean I'm always proud of you.
I suddenly remembered the woman from the audience. She watched Hilda's whole performance, clapped quietly, but never went up. Maybe some people just didn't know how to show love.
Maybe I should go see my mom.
Yeah, I had a feeling she'd be back soon, this time with her mom beside her.
Feels good, doesn't it? Opening up and actually helping people.
I'm just doing my job, but it wasn't bad. Day by day, I grew closer to the owner and Noah, until I felt like part of Flower Wish.
A client needs a big order delivered late tonight. Noah and I will handle it. You stay and watch the shop.
Her phone rang, cutting her off. She grabbed it in a rush.
I've got something urgent. We'll talk later.
But even in that split second, I saw the caller ID, Dad! So that was why he never came back here. He knew I was working here, so they were meeting somewhere else. I knew it was childish, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. That night, I convinced Hilda to follow the shop owner on her delivery run. I was sure I'd catch her with Dad.
I don't know, Flora. Maybe we shouldn't.
Shh, this is for everyone's good. Someone's here. A man appeared behind a mask. I couldn't see his face, but everything about him screamed suspiciously. Our boss and Noah have been delivering huge orders to him for days. What if they're unknowingly helping the stalker everyone's been warning about? But the next day, when I voiced my fears, all I got were sidelong glances.
We know exactly what we're doing. And don't you ever sneak off to follow us again. Do it and I'll dock your pay.
Her words were sharp, but no way was I just gonna chill. That guy was shady. How could they not see it? Determined to catch the creep once and for all, I dragged Hilda with me to trail him again. But instead of tossing flowers into random girls' yards like I'd imagined, he slipped deep into the woods. We followed until he stopped in front of a stunning glass greenhouse, glowing in the night.
Maybe we got the wrong guy. He just looks like some weirdo who likes midnight gardening.
Nope, we're going in. We snuck inside like two black cats on the hunt. Just when I thought we'd gone unnoticed, another shadow appeared. You are?
You? Dang it, you've been following me? Gonna call the cops? 'Cause I said flowers to girls.
So my boss had been right. He was the stalker.
You refused to sell me flowers, so I had to steal them. And now you're not leaving.
He stepped closer.
Who's there? Leave those girls alone.
Dad? After that, the police stormed in, restrained him, and took the thief away. I couldn't wrap my head around it. Why he'd been hiding this greenhouse, why he met my boss in secret. And honestly, I was terrified of what his answers might be.
Remember what we talked about? You've got to open up.
I used to feel so broken after Mom was gone, but I learned to open up again, to smile. What about you, Dad? That's how my birthday ended up being celebrated. Inside that greenhouse, surrounded by golden daffodils, Mom's favorite flower. I invited the shop owner, Noah, even the regulars from Flower Wish.
Golden daffodils mean to move past your sorrow, open your heart, and welcome joy. That's the wish I want to give Flora on her birthday.
Happy birthday, Flora. Happy birthday. Flora.
I used to stay shut away, always sad. But when I finally opened my heart, I realized joy and kindness had been all around me the whole time.
Hi, I'm Nancy, and this is the crazy story of my life events that turned me upside down from being a poor maid to becoming Prince Charming's girl. Before continue, please like and subscribe. My aunt took me in when my parents died in an accident, and even though she was a poor housemaid, she still loved me as if I were her own child. Once when I was 4, Aunt came home on Christmas Eve looking bone-tired, but when she took off her hat, I almost fell down in shock. Her long, beautiful hair was all gone.
Don't look so worried, it'll grow back. I sold my hair because I didn't want another Christmas to go by without you having a present.
She took out a beautiful necklace with my name on it and put it around my neck. I couldn't believe she'd done this for me. Aunt would always leave me with the neighbors when she went to work, but once when I was 6, they had to go out of town and she had to take me with her. My jaw dropped when I saw her workplace. Our whole house could fit inside the hall of this mansion. Now I see why you're so tired all the time. The lady of the mansion overheard me and laughed.
Oh, aren't you a little cutie pie? Why don't you come meet my son Jeff?
Just then, a boy my age walked up to me and gave me the warmest smile.
Hey, wanna go play in my room?
Yes, and that day, it was the day that changed my life forever. I met my best friend. I loved hanging out with him, and I begged my aunt to take me with her often. Soon enough, Jeff's mom arranged for his private tutor to teach me too, so now I had a reason to go every day. As I grew older, my aunt started paying more attention to my looks. One day, she came home with a bag full of cheap makeup.
You're a pretty girl, Nancy. You have to always look perfect when you're hanging out with Madame's boy.
But Auntie, we're friends and he knows what I look like. Why would he care about my face? But she wouldn't hear a word, and after that, I always had to go to the mansion with a fully done-up face. Over the years, I realized that I had totally fallen in love with Jeff, but I knew I was just the maid's niece and he'd never feel the same way about me. Once when I was 14, I felt really sick and couldn't go to the mansion for a week, but when I was alone at home one day, someone rang the doorbell and I was shocked to see that it was Jeff.
Hello, I'm delighted to assist you with our voice services. Choose a voice that resonates with you, and let's begin our creative audio journey together.
And with that, he suddenly hugged me. I totally panicked. I pushed him aside and ran to my room. Gosh, I looked so pale and terrible. I quickly applied makeup to my face and hurried downstairs.
Why are you wearing makeup?
Because I'm not pretty enough without it.
Nancy, please go and wash your face. Can you do that for me?
Okay, but will you promise to be nice?
I promise.
When I came back with my washed face,
Nancy, you're so beautiful.
he approached me and kissed me. Then he told me to take care of myself and left. I was excited and nervous about seeing him the next day, but when we got to the mansion, I saw his mom was busy supervising some men as they were taking out furniture from the house. She called me and handed me an envelope.
This is your aunt's salary. A little something for you, too. I'll miss watching you grow up, Nancy.
What's happening, ma'am? Where's Jeff?
He left last night because he transferred to a high school in Paris and I'm going there too. Maybe we'll see each other again someday.
She pulled me into a warm hug and then walked away. I was so scared, thinking I'd never get to talk to Jeff again, but he emailed me a week later and we wrote to each other every single day. His life in Paris seemed amazing, but soon the emails got less and less frequent till they just stopped altogether. He seemed to be really busy with his new life, and I figured it was time for me to move on with my own. By the time I graduated from high school, I was working 2 jobs as a cleaner at the mall and a librarian's assistant. One day when I got home, I found out that my aunt had broken her foot.
I slipped at work and the doctor said I can't work for weeks. I can't afford to lose that job. Nancy.
You won't? Okay, I'll go instead. The next day when I was cleaning one of the guest rooms, I came across a portrait of Jeff. As I touched it gently, a high-pitched voice suddenly made me jump out of my skin.
Are you drooling over that dork? Well, you're just the maids, I guess. You don't have any standards. That's my stepbrother, and I have yet to meet a bigger loser than him.
Jeff had a stepsister? No, I was just cleaning.
I was still talking. Don't interrupt me. I'm Linda. That's Miss Linda for you. And now my mom and I live here, so I don't know why his ugly portrait is still around. You can throw it in the trash on your way out.
I didn't have the heart to throw it away, so I snuck it into the dusty old attic and prayed she'd never go there. One evening, just as I was heading out of the mansion for work, Linda popped out of nowhere.
Ninny, come with me. It's an emergency.
I followed her to her room to see piles of dresses on the bed.
I'm hosting a party tonight and I have to look amazing. You have to take pictures of me in every outfit so I can let my followers on Instagram decide.
Miss Linda, I'm sorry, but I have plans with a friend and…
Friend? Where does a maid even make friends? Is there a maid school you went to?
No, just a regular high school.
Listen, I don't have time for this. Cancel your stupid plans because you're supposed to help with the party. Didn't Mom tell you? Now chop chop, start my photo session.
As if all this wasn't bad enough, I accidentally dropped a glass of juice on one of her friends and she went ballistic.
Oh my god, this is literally the easiest job on the planet. First, your dumb aunt slips and breaks her foot. And now you're being such an idiot. Does stupidity run in the family?
I turned around, grabbed my stuff, and ran out the front door. I was never coming back here. Just as I stepped out, I bumped into someone. Jeff? His adorable smile lit up his face. You just cut me out of your life, and now you decide to walk back into mine and expect me to welcome you.
I know you're mad, and I'll understand if you don't want to forgive me, but Nancy, I've missed you so much.
So why didn't you stay in touch?
I tried, but I had Dad watching me like a hawk. He did his best to make sure I wouldn't contact you because he felt you were distracting me. I'm so sorry.
I looked at his face and I knew he was being honest.
Can you please just hug me now?
We hugged. He whisked me away to a beautiful viewing point on a cliff. With the whole city glittering beneath us, he gently drew me close and kissed me. And in that moment, it felt like everything was just right. The next day, I really didn't want to go back to work, but I did for Aunt's sake. When I got there, Linda was already screaming at some maids. The minute she spotted me, she went off on me.
Here comes another idiot. Did you think elves and fairies were going to come at night and clean this mess? It's still waiting for you. Get to it now.
Before I could speak, I heard Jeff behind me.
Knock it off, Linda. You can't talk to Nancy like that.
Oh, I see you're in love with this maid. Well, history really does repeat itself, our dad. Also married way below his league when he chose your mom. Now it's your turn.
Don't you dare say anything about my mom or Nancy, and you can't treat her this way.
Oh yeah, watch me.
And with that, she walked up to me and slapped me, and I just snapped. I pushed her to the ground, and just as I was about to punch her stupid face, Linda's mom came running at the commotion and she fired me on the spot.
I don't want you or your aunt to ever set foot in this house again.
When I went home and told everything to my aunt, she burst into tears. Please don't be upset. I promise I'll find another job. But just then, Jeff spoke up.
You don't have to. Please let me help you. I love Nancy, and you worked for us for so many years. It's the least I can do.
I tried to refuse, but Jeff just wouldn't take no for an answer, so I accepted his offer till I found some work. Soon after, I got into college and also started a part-time job. As much as I wanted him to stay, I knew Jeff had to go finish his studies in Paris. We kept in touch as much as possible, and some days I missed him enough to cry. On the day of my graduation, he didn't show up because he said his flight was delayed, and I felt really sad. But when I got home, I saw a brand new car outside, and Jeff hopped out of it, and Jeff took out a box from his pocket. Wait, what? He was going to propose, but when I opened it, I saw car keys inside.
It's for you, babe. And here, this too.
He handed me a letter, which was an offer to work at his dad's company. I squealed with joy and kissed him. Just a few weeks after I'd started working and landed a big client for the company, everyone gathered around in the conference room to congratulate me. All those years when I was a maid, I could only dream of working in a place like this one. Some dreams really do come true, and I'm so grateful.
Snap out of it, you idiot, because you don't belong here, unless you're carrying a mop and cleaning the floors.
We all turned around to see Linda, who looked mental, but just then Jeff raised a toast to me, and so did everyone else, completely ignoring her. After working for a few months, I started noticing errors in the accounts, and I discovered that Linda had been embezzling a huge sum of money from the company. When I went to Jeff with all the proof, both Linda and her mom were immediately kicked off the board of directors. Jeff and his dad thanked me profusely, and soon after, he moved me and my aunt to his mansion. A year later, I was feeling really nauseous for a few days, and it turned out that I was pregnant. Jeff's family was overjoyed, and 9 months later, we welcomed our daughter, Natasha. Even if you start from the bottom, by staying true, bravely speaking up for what's right, and believing in yourself, you can turn injustice into opportunity and build a life worthy of you with real love.
Hey, I'm Kirsty, and I have an identical twin sister called Arabelle. We didn't have a normal upbringing as our mom abandoned us at an orphanage when we were 6. I'm not fully sure why she gave us up. I guess she was young and just couldn't cope. As little kids, my sister and I were close. We used to fool the other kids and the nuns into thinking that we were each other. Arabelle always wore a pink bow in her hair, so we'd both wear one and freak the kids out by double-crossing them in the corridors. Those were good times. But when we got older, everything has changed. I started to become green with envy. And Arabelle? Everyone always liked her more than me. The nuns called her Little Cat, and every kid kept surrounding her like she was a sparkling star or something. They all thought she was so sweet and polite. This annoyed me because I knew the real her. And she wasn't sweet at all, if not a completely fake girl. And she just knew exactly what to say and do to get the most from people. Then when we were 12, a lot had been happening that completely changed our lives. The orphanage had financial problems that could not be saved. Our nuns loved us so much that they didn't want to lose any of us, but they had no choice but to allow the social organization to find us adoptive parents. The nuns didn't want my sister and I to be apart, so they sent us to 2 families in the same town. But the God of justice must be blind as usual. Arabelle was way luckier than me. She was adopted by a wealthier family. My parents loved me anyway, but, well, she received all the best things, and that was just not fair. We went to the same school, and I was so sick of listening to her bragging. When we were at the orphanage, we used to wear the same kind of clothes, but now things were different. Arabelle always stayed in style, wearing the most beautiful clothes. So, although we are identical twin sisters, whenever we stand next to each other, she would be like a queen and I would be a maid. She easily got everything I ever wished for. Princess bed, a large window with a sea view, piano and ballet classes, and an amazing mom and dad. She talked about it all the time, and I got sick hearing it. It seemed like all of the greatest things were not enough for her. She didn't appreciate what they gave her, and just always wanted more. If I were her, I would enjoy that dream life with gratitude and respect. Everything I got. Life was so unfair. Why did Arabelle always have the best? While a girl like me was suffering from the day I was born, adopting one part of a twin made our two new families close. My new family was always visiting Arabelle's big house for barbecues and nice dinners. To be honest, I did not want to go there at all. It was not a simple family meeting. It was just an event for her to show up. Her parents were so nice, and just by looking at the way they treated her, I could tell that they loved her so much. They often patted her head and called her puppy. Arabelle acted all sweet then behind their backs. She said this nickname made her feel sick. As she wasn't 5, no one seemed to realize the truth. Arabelle was absolutely not as cute as they ever thought. She actually was kind of insolent, haughty, boastful girl, and most of all, she was a fake. I remember one time when her mother's birthday party was taking place. Her mom looked stunning in that gorgeous dress, and people in the room just stayed silent for a while to show their impressing. Arabelle pretended to be cute and gave tons of compliments to her mom. But as soon as her mom turned her back on us, Arabelle whispered to me, "Look at her stupid smile. She is thinking that she really is beautiful, while everyone knows that I'm the one who looks stunning here." I was so sick of her double life. She was so lucky living that great life, but she had no appreciation for what she already had, and she was so fake. One time, I tried to unmask her true colors. I tried to tell my parents and our mutual friend about how she'd acted behind their backs, but they never believed me and just told me to stop being mean and selfish. They didn't understand a thing about her real version and even scolded me. I was the one who deserved that life, not that fake loser girl. That was when I decided to make a bigger plan. I wanted to replace Arabelle and live her life. I started staring at her work and copied her handwriting. I practiced imitating her voice. We sounded pretty similar, so this was easy. I secretly followed her and her lame friends at school so that I could learn all about their hobbies and habits, but my family was not as wealthy as theirs. I could only stand outside the restaurant, the clothing store, or the cinema. Watching Arabelle enjoy the good life just made my determination grow. When our families met up, I made an effort to get to know her parents more. Her mom likes playing the piano and her dad likes taking care of his bonsai trees. Her mom can't eat seafood, and her dad is allergic to peanut butter. I jotted down every little detail about her life in my planning book. There were a lot of things I needed to learn until I was fully confident that I could become a second Arabelle and successfully replace her. But then something suddenly happened that made me speed up my plan. This boy called Milo I liked at school started flirting with my sister and she flirted back. She knew I liked him, but this didn't stop her from agreeing to go on a date with him. She was such a demon. At this point, I couldn't stand her walking around and stealing all the best things I've ever wanted in my life. I had a plan. Back when I was in the orphanage, there was a man who often came to us and said impolitely to the nuns that they should sell him some children to solve their financial worries. Of course, the nuns refused him and kicked him out. He continued to come over a couple of times, and once he gave us his phone number, saying that if any of us got into trouble, we could find him. Then the nun showed up and threatened to call the cops. Well, that was the last time I saw him. I always kept that number because I knew there would be a day I would need it, and that day finally came. I called him and we came up with a plan to solve my Arabelle issue. He sent her an anonymous message telling her to come to a secluded corner in the park and to find out some juicy gossip about Milo. Of course, my nosy sister agreed. The man promised my sister would be sent to another place to work to help him earn money, and she wouldn't be harmed. I left a letter at home saying I'd had enough of the poor life, and I'd found a better place to go. I told my parents not to be sad and not to look for me. I hid in a corner of the park and waited for my sister to appear. Then when they took her, I could easily hop into her life and replace her. There would be no more Kirsty anymore, as I would perfectly be back as Arabelle. Well, the better version of her. Suddenly, I saw a black car stop in the distance. 2 tattooed guys got out of the car. I could see guns in their back. They stopped for a moment to wet a hanky with some liquid thing. This didn't feel right. I knew that this was going way too far. They would hurt my sister, and I was the one who was participating in this sin. And I knew that I would live in guilt for the rest of my life if I ever let it happen. I immediately ran out from where I was hiding, grabbed my sister's hand, and pulled her away. I heard their footsteps right behind us, so I ran as fast as possible to the crowd of people and screamed loudly at the same time to let people around pay attention to us. The other two men probably gave up when we ran into the crowd. After we got back to her home, I told her that I happened to be walking past and overheard the guy saying they were going to kidnap her. Then I just ran to reach her as fast as possible without thinking. She hugged me and thanked me for saving her life. She said that she always thought that I didn't like her, and she used to feel that way about me too. Wow, that moment she came clear that she used to think that I was just a gross, dirty girl and didn't deserve to be around her. And she, from time to time, tried to pretend herself in front of me just to make me jealous. She was so sorry for her selfish mind and promised to change her character for me. I also told her that sometimes I became so mean because of envy, but facing this dangerous situation made me realize how much she means to me, and I will not let jealousy blind me anymore. Turns out living a great life was that simple. We just need to talk straight and openly with each other to solve the problems between us. As for my parents, they read the letter, I left them and got upset. We had a good talk, and I realized I was being the ungrateful one. Yes, so they didn't have as much money as Arabelle's family did, but they were good people who cared about me. Arabelle hadn't been the only selfish one. I'd been selfish too. Life's good, and Arabelle and I are getting on better than ever. Still, the guilt from what I planned eats me up. Should I come clean about what really happened? Or should I keep it a secret and carry on like normal? I mean, it's not like anyone was hurt, right?